Hey everybody, Superfluous J here with another Factorio for beginners, and we apparently left one tree in the way. We today are setting up our iron mining base right here, and then we're going to smelt it all right here probably, like right here, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to run the iron up, and then over, and then down through the smelters, and then over, and then up to the machine that's going to, or the whatever you call it, the train station, factory place. But anyway, we need to figure out the size of this field. And here's something I like to do. I like to start right there. I like to start and be on it. I like to put a guy there, and then this marks this section, and then like this marks the far left side of this field. And then I want to go down this way and find out how far we can get this guy, which is here. And then we know there's going to be one here. And we know there's going to be one here, and then we could actually get this far. But this is the line we're going to be on. So what I want to do here is, instead of doing it like that, I want to find out where the last ore is. And there's none here, which means that this is actually, yeah, that's perfect. Because that means that there's ore here, but not there. So yeah, this works for this. But then I'm going to basically make an outline of what I want my lines to be. And I'm going to put these guys perfectly around so that they so I'm always using the wait, this guy goes like this. So that I'm as far away from the as far out from the outside of this as I can be. Like, I can't put one here, so I'm going to put these guys here. And it looks like I can put one here. I can't put one here, but I can put one here, and I could do this, but I'm not going to bother. Like, that would be a little ridiculous. Then we can get all the way up to here. Then these guys. Looks like I can get one here and one here. Oh, nobody can go here, so let's go to this guy. And I think I am going to put these guys here. Even though they're duplicating, you know what, I'm not going to do. This ore is going to get caught by these miners, so that's being a little sticklery. And then, did I mess something up? Nope, I didn't mess something up. I just messed that up. So we can get a guy here, but not here. And we can get a guy here. Whoops. And then that's the outer ring of my mining array. That's the extent that it's going to go on the outside. Then I just need to place the rest of my miners, which I'm now out of. So I'm gonna to fill this thing up, I'm gonna need a lot more miners, basically. We could actually probably get a good estimate. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 60, 70, somewhere in that vicinity. We're going to need more miners. And then we're going to need to place all the belts, which we all know I love to do. So I'm actually going to literally place all of these belts and then come back because I'm not going to make you sit through it. In the meantime, I'm going to well, I'll bring it back before I go get the the rest of the miners and probably more underground belts, because I'm going to be using those up a lot too. Okay, I've got these guys running. I haven't gone back yet to get more, but I built a radar just because it's nice to have vision of the area, and it's nice to know there's no biter bases around here. This is going to generate a lot of pollution, so I'm going to protect the area, specifically this this radar, with 2 laser turrets that I made. Laser turrets are nice because they don't need ammo, so they just work, which is always nice. I like that. There are repair packs somewhere. There they are. That was one of my damaged ones from before. But yeah, these guys are just going to fill up these belts. It ends up making 6 total belts, which is actually a decent number. You'll see why in a bit. But I need to go back and get more miners, and I think I'm going to Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a turnaround. And I'm going to do it a little bit farther down here. And of course, this is in the way. There we go. And then we can put a power pole right there. This will allow us to well, turn around. See, now all these are green, which means that if I hop in my other train and then I tell it go back to the base, it'll be able to now, because he can use the little turnaround here. That's a nice little trick. Set up little places for your own train, basically, is the trick that I'm talking about here. And back at base, obviously we're having major issues with iron ore. It's actually finally not all being used on iron gears now, which is nice. It's all being used on green circuits, but hey, that's the price you pay. We should have plenty of miners down here because we're making them or are we making them? I'm pretty sure we are. Yeah, we're making them at the beginning here. And I don't know how many are in here. Looks like 100, which should be enough to fill out that field, which is nice. Let's see. What else do I need? I think that's actually all I really need at the moment. Is those miners to fill out that field so that we can get more iron ore coming back to the base. Now notice all of this iron ore... Actually, no, some of it's actually going up to here, which is nice. Yeah, I have it going through a splitter, so only half of it's going this way. The other half's going to steel production, which is fine. I've also got this area here, which I have to deal with. If I put a guy here, he's actually mining this. I need to get rid of this iron ore from here. So I'm going to set up a series of miners. Apparently this guy doesn't have any resources, which is a little annoying. Makes me want to do this. Yeah, let's put him here. We could actually do this just like this. Because I don't actually care about this. I don't care about this coal. What I really care about is this iron. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to run a belt down here like this. We need a couple power poles here, or a power pole probably. Does that get everybody? No, it doesn't get you. There we go. Now these guys are going to mine copper and iron, kind of at random. So what I want to do is I want to make a splitter here that says to the right, only send iron. And that means that everything else that's not iron is going to go this way. Now obviously there's some iron on it right now because it because it did that. Then I'm going to put a splitter here that says prioritize the input from the right. So now iron out of this patch is going to prioritize coming out of here. And then I can do that, but I can also say prioritize output to the right as a fish filter. That way it always goes up here. So now any iron that's produced by these miners is going to go off this way, and any coal is going to go off this way, or sorry, coal. Any copper is going to go off this way. So we're going to do the same thing here that we did here, which is put a splitter here. We can actually do the exact same thing we did before, which is prioritize in to the right. And then run this guy right here. That way, these guys always have priority over the entire rest of the mining operation, so this will get emptied faster than anything else, which is important because we want to get rid of it as fast as possible because it's a huge pain to deal with. And I think I would rather turn this guy off in order to get two guys here going like this and this. Going under here, back up, and then around. That way we just get more of the stuff cleared to clear this area off too. I would rather get the extra copper coming this way than getting filtered out this way in order to get that extra iron ore. So that's that. Now I've got my miners. So let's head back to pick iron plates. And now he can get a little bit farther now because this signal let him through because there was 2 different routes to go, but no big deal. But I did all the worst part of the work, so the rest of this I'll keep you with me because it shouldn't be too bad to go around. Because all I got to do is run down like this, and then up like this. Mostly just making sure I get the get everything the right way, aimed the right direction, and I get out of the way as I place these things. And also hope against all hope that I actually counted correctly and we have enough miners to fill out this batch. And it looks like I do, because I had a whole other stack other than these ones. Him and him, and then we are good. Okay, now I need more grenades. Because we're going to need a lot of room. Oops. Just ignore the explosions right next to the power infrastructure here. Because now we want to get these we want to get these guys all together here and then turn them into a red belt. Or turn them into multiple red belts, I should say. Okay, so what we want here is I'm going to switch over to red now. What I want is a red splitter on these 3 things. And then 3 red lines coming out. Because two yellows makes a red. So we have 3 red lines, so that means we're going to want 3 red lines of... just going to fix the stuff I damaged. We're going to want 3 lines of... furnaces going out here. That's roughly the amount of furnaces that this patch can support. And remember, and actually we can find that out because we know that every 30 miners, and there are 124. Every 30 miners we figured out before can do one of those yellow things. So a red one is twice that, so we 60. So we actually only have 120, so we only actually have 2 of these. So what we need to do is we need to condense these 3 lines down into 2. So what we're going to do here, and there are ways to do this with balancers, but I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is send 2 splitters like this, and then another one. And that should be fairly good. That should do a pretty good job of balancing this thing out. So that nobody runs out of ore. Then we need to set up a smelter array. And what we need is 48 of these, so we need 24 of them. So let's kind of get an idea of how I'm using ghosts here. And we're going to do the normal thing like we do with factories where we leave a little bit off. So there's 4, there's 8, there's 16, and we need 28. So there's 20, 24, 28. That's the length of this thing. And obviously it's a little big for this. So I think, and we need 2 of them, remember. So what would be the best way to do this? I think honestly the best way to do this would be to move the station. Move the station back a little bit to fit these in. And we can also, not quite, but kind of. So let me actually cancel or get rid of this and move it over here as close as we can to the miners, which is probably, I'm going to give myself 4 slots. And is that the right amount? Did I do the right amount of these? Is this 28? I want 24. There's 24 of those now. So now I want to perfect. So I got these, and then I'm going to want the other side of them, which is 1, 2, 3 down. And we don't need a oh wait, I made these into 2. Yeah, so I don't want this. That's what I want. Kind of snaking these around a little bit, but gets the job done. What I want to do is I want to split this here and then run a yellow line down this way, because a full yellow line is like half a red line. And actually we can do a yellow line this way as well. Down here. And then you are a red line. I'm using X and stuff to do the thing. And then I can do the same thing here. I can split him. I could be all sneaky, but I'm not going to. Maybe I'll do that in another series. It's not exactly beginner material. But yeah, I can do this and then like that. And then he's gonna go here. Should have used ghosts for that. I'm actually going to. And then we need yellow belts for these. And this is already yellow, so that's good. And then we're ready to go. We're ready to run power poles. All the way down. Actually, that's not bad. I don't even think I need to move the train station, because I don't think we're ever going to need more than one train station here. But I am gonna need more belts. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna use red belts for now, even though they're inefficient. I want to get this station up and running here. They're inefficient because they're too much for what we need. And then we can run a belt like this. And then this is going to be the output. Yeah, we are going to need to move the train station, because we need to load these cars starting here, which is too much. But oh well. Let's get everything laid out. And there's our last one. And then we need inserters. And note, we're not putting any coal in these guys, yet they are working anyway, which is fantastic from my perspective. And I don't actually know how we are on time, because I'm out of inserters. Oh, let's use fast inserters so we can get this thing done. I don't know how we are on time, but I've been recording for 15 minutes on this one, so I think I'm gonna push through and finish the station, just so we have it running and we get iron going to our terribly iron-starved base here. So let me get these done, and then we'll set up the station really quick. There we go. And you know what? I think I could probably do it here. I need a lot of chests, though, and I don't want steel. So I am going to suck it up and make wooden chests for this. And the whole point of a train station is you want to be able to load the trains as quickly as possible. And actually this chest won't work, so because this guy's here. But what you want to do is you want to have all your inserters. You want to have your fastest inserters, and really what we want is stack inserters, but I didn't bring any. So that's going to be the first upgrade to this station is stack inserters. But you also want them loading into a buffer, which is what these chests are for. Oops. Actually, amusingly, yeah, that won't work. But what we want to do is basically the entire output of this belt, I want to split moderately evenly between all of these inserters. Now, sadly, we can't stretch an underground belt the whole way there. So we're gonna be a little cheesy about it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna split this guy in half, and one half is gonna do both of these guys, and one half is gonna do both of those guys. So I'm gonna run this guy like this. And we'll turn him like that just so he doesn't re-interfere with this guy. And then he's going to do that. And then this guy is going to also split. He can, oops, yeah, he needs to split here. This isn't the best way to do this. I'm just doing it to quickly get things going here. And then turn that last one. Okay, now as soon as we add power poles to the mix here, and we can put one here, and one here, and then one here, and here, and I totally screwed this up. There you go. Now, these guys are loading iron as fast as they can into these boxes. And then these guys are loading the iron from these boxes as fast as they can into the train. I've got a ton of iron ore in my inventory here, so I'm just going to dump it off on these guys. And now these guys have had a little bit of a head start, so they're kind of full up on iron, so it looks like this is backed up. But as soon as this catches up, it will... it'll be just a constantly running belt. And this is not a very good way to set this up because these guys are filling these boxes up and these guys never even get any, but that's okay. As soon as this guy, though, fills up with iron ore or iron plates, he's going to... I'm just going to... Oops. I picked up iron ore or iron plates by accident from him. As soon as he picks up on iron plates, though, he's going to head back to the other station in order to unload them. However, guess what? We don't have a station over there to unload them. So let's go into manual mode on this guy. Let's back up a little bit. And then let's go back to drop off iron plates, where we're going to set up the station for him to get to so that he has something he can do when he gets back. But that's all going to be next time. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm Superfluous Jay, and I will, as always, talk at you later.